And I just want to, first off, congratulate you for living your best life, for your true authentic self, because you recently came out as non-binary.
Yes, I started learning so much about myself during quarantine. I started meditating, and I had meditated in the years before, but nothing like what happened during quarantine.
I am one with the universe. I'm one with the universe. Here, Haru. I am here. Oh, no. I hate this. Ah! Oh!
Thank you, Sensei.
When I started assessing my spirituality, I realized that my masculine energy was just as prominent as my feminine energy. And I kind of came to the conclusion that I identify as non-binary.
Now, the world gets confused because that's how the world is. The world's like, okay, non-binary. What does that mean?
Her is now a they. And the way that I explain being non-binary to people is, or gender non-conforming is, for me personally, I can't speak to everyone and their experience. When I came to the realization that I am equally as masculine as I am feminine, my masculine and feminine energy are equal. I may be wearing a dress and heels right now, but I don't identify as just a woman or just a man. I identify as both. It'll be very far in the future before any of us don't have to come out anymore. But I'm hopeful. I definitely fumble my pronouns still to this day. But I do have a lot of grace and a lot of understanding for people that maybe misuse my pronouns. I still mess up sometimes and, say, oh, I can't wait to be an aunt one day. And I'm like, wait, what word do I use? And so I think for that one, we're going to use ankle.
Ankle?
I like ankle. So, because you have to understand, I was female assigned at birth and have been a female my entire life up until just this past, April, May. And it's hard to get used to, but it's worth it. And even if you fumble, just know that I fumble myself. And what matters to me is your intention. And so if your intention is to get to know me and my truth and my truth and my truth and my truth, I appreciate you, respect you, and have just an abundance of love for you. So thank you.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
It sounds like a lot of empowerment has happened.
Yes. Legacy to me is, what do you want to leave behind? I get so caught up sometimes in my purpose, but my voice isn't going to be the only legacy that I leave behind, because hopefully I will have made a change somehow. And if that's by making people more aware of what being non-binary means.
I still mess up sometimes and, say, oh, I can't wait to be an aunt one day. And I'm like, wait, what word do I use? And so I think for that one, we're going to use ankle. Ankle? Ankle. I like ankle.
Then I made the world a better place, So that's the legacy I want to leave, is just leaving the world a better place than when I came into it. I was female assigned at birth and have been a female my entire life up until just this past, April, May.
It is ma'am.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
You've already started your legacy at this point, because
Thank you.
There is my cousin, who I refer to as Papaya, very special someone that I'm hoping, if you are open to it, we could surprise.
Yes, I would love to.
Okay. They are someone so special to me, to the point where I might get emotional right now.
Oh, cute.
And we're literally born a month apart. We grew up our entire childhood together. And you've always been someone who has impacted them in a way that is so profound.
Oh.
Moments later.
I was like, okay, so I'm gay. And then my mom was like, I love you, no matter what. And then my dad said, well, at least you can't get pregnant.
The budget requests $26 million to reduce maternal mortality and eliminate race-based disparities in outcomes among, quote, birthing people.
There are certain
people who do not have gender identities that apply to female or male. So we think our language needs to be more inclusive in how we deal with complex issues.
Is the administration's official policy to replace the term woman with birthing people?
I think our official policy is to make sure when people get service from their government that they feel included, and we're trying to use inclusive language.
My dad said, well, at least you can't get pregnant.
I also noticed you changed a term in your budget work. You shifted in places from using the term mother to birthing people rather than mother. Can you help me get a good definition of birthing people?
Well, I'll check on the language there, but I think if we're talking about those who give birth, I think we're talking about, I don't know how else to explain it to you other than
I was a little taken back when I just read it and saw it, that the term mother was gone in spots and it was replaced with birthing people. And I didn't know if this was a direction that you were going, if there were shifts, if there are regulatory changes that are happening related to that, or what the purpose of that is.
I think it's probably, and again, I'd have to go back and take a look at the language that was used in the budget, but I think it simply reflects the work that's being done.
Oh, I definitely get that. I would only say the language is important always. We don't want to offend in our language. I get that. But would you at least admit calling a mom a birthing person could be offensive to some moms, that they don't want to get like a happy birthing person card in May, or, I mean, can you at least admit that that term itself could be offensive to some moms?
Senator, I'll go back and take a look at the terminology that was used, and I can get back to you. But again, if we're trying to be precise in the language that's used.
Mom's a pretty good word. That's worked for a while, and I think that's pretty precise as well.
So then I was like, okay, I'm lesbian. But then I was like, okay, maybe I do like guys. I was very confused. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just fluid. But then I was like, there's still something lingering that I just didn't know. So I was like, okay, well, being called like she or her, like I don't mind when my family uses it. I don't, because
well,
it's like,
this actually, like, I'll even hit Sebas with the like, girl, let me tell you.
Yeah, I still say that. Yeah.
And so I asked him, I was like, do you take offense to that? Because I want to make sure, you know, like it's a loving conversation to be able to like understand. And they were like, no, I mean, I don't mind it. It's okay. Like, I know what you mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you class us girl, like, I know what you mean.
Yeah. If someone's like, bitch,
Oh,
let me tell you, but I
achievement.
totally, that's what I'm
Yeah.
fine with. They, them, bitch.
Say that bitch. Yes. Dude, bro.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
there's
you.
so many.
Yes,
Totally.
always, you know?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh my God. It sounds like a lot of empowerment has happened.
Yes. It'll be very far in the future before any of us don't have to come out anymore. But I'm hopeful. Hopefully, I will have made a change somehow. And if that's by making people more aware of what being non-binary means, then